As an older man living alone, you might find it's one of the most enriching experiences of your life. It's not just about enjoying the peace and quiet, it's truly about carving out a space that's entirely your own. This personal sanctuary allows you to focus deeply on your passions, grow significantly as an individual, and wholeheartedly embrace the freedom that comes with this unique stage of life. Having spent a considerable part of my own life alone, the wisdom I've gathered along the way is something I genuinely cherish. Today, I'm excited to share more than just a list of benefits. We are diving deeper into both the emotional and practical advantages of solo living, inspired by the thoughtful conversations many others, like you and me, are having across online communities and forums. So whether you're already enjoying the independence of living alone or contemplating making the shift, I encourage you to stick around. This journey could very well unlock the most fulfilling chapter of your life. One of the greatest joys that solo living offers to an older man is the absolute freedom it brings to simply be yourself. When you live alone, every decision about your day, from the moment your eyes open to the time you finally rest, is entirely yours. There's no longer a need to compromise or to constantly adjust your preferences to suit someone else's schedule or desires. I vividly recall the sheer pleasure of experiencing this liberation when I first started living alone. It was truly freeing not to conform to anyone else's routines. There's something incredibly satisfying about waking up precisely when you feel like it, making your breakfast exactly the way you love it, and then spending your morning immersed in reading or diligently working on a cherished hobby, all without any interruptions. For instance, consider a gentleman in his early 60s who shared how this independence allowed him to rekindle his love for painting. Without anyone else around, he effortlessly transformed a part of his living room into a small art studio, painting late into the night without a single worry about disturbing anyone. He often spoke about how his nights became his most creative and productive period, something he believed he could never have achieved in a shared living space. For me personally, it's this unique freedom to explore your deepest hobbies and passions, no matter how unconventional they might seem, that makes living alone profoundly fulfilling. Another profound benefit often highlighted by many older men is the unparalleled peace and quiet that accompanies living alone. After years dedicated to raising a family, navigating a demanding career, and constantly juggling numerous responsibilities, many find immense solace in the tranquility that solo living provides. It becomes a cherished opportunity to reflect deeply, engage in meditation, or simply savor the stillness, completely free from the usual distractions of a busy household. I can vividly remember the first time I truly experienced the deep silence of living alone. It was a serene Sunday morning when the world outside still felt as though it were gently asleep. I poured myself a warm cup of coffee and settled by the window, listening intently to nothing but the soft chirping of birds and the gentle rustle of leaves. In that very moment, an overwhelming sense of peace washed over me, a kind of quietude that only emerges when there's no one else around demanding your precious attention. Imagine starting your day with a peaceful routine, perhaps sipping your coffee in absolute silence on a balcony overlooking your garden, without the background hum of conversation or the constant rush to get things done. This calm, personal space swiftly transforms into a sanctuary for your thoughts, enabling you to think with greater clarity, connect with yourself on a much deeper level, and truly appreciate the beautiful, simple pleasures woven into daily life. Living alone as an older man presents an extraordinary opportunity for significant personal growth and profound self-discovery. When you find yourself in your own space, you gain the precious time and undisturbed environment needed to truly reflect on your life's journey, the choices you've made, and the direction you wish your future to take. It's a powerful period for rediscovering who you truly are and discerning what you genuinely desire from life. I distinctly recall a specific crossroads in my own life where the ceaseless noise of daily responsibilities had, for far too long, muffled my inner voice to the extent that I no longer knew what I truly wanted. However, once I began living alone, something profound shifted within me. Those quiet evenings and solitary weekends became fertile ground for deep introspection. I started journaling again, an activity I hadn't pursued since my younger days. And through those written pages, I gradually reconnected with the dreams and passions I had long set aside. A compelling story I encountered on a forum spoke of a man in his late 50s who, after a lengthy career and the dissolution of his marriage, moved into a serene cabin by a lake. There, he embraced journaling, delved into philosophy, and even began practicing meditation. He eloquently described how the solitude profoundly helped him strip away layers of societal expectations, allowing him to reconnect with his most authentic self. It is this unique kind of personal growth, cultivated in solitude, that can be truly transformative. A truly empowering aspect of living alone is the complete control you gain over your immediate environment. Whether you prefer to keep your personal space meticulously neat and organized, or if you embrace a more relaxed, perhaps delightfully cluttered aesthetic, the choice rests entirely with you. You have the freedom to arrange your furniture, decorate your rooms, and organize your belongings exactly to your liking, crafting a living space that feels genuinely and uniquely reflective of you. I have a dear friend who, following his divorce, moved into a quaint little house nestled in the countryside. He was an enthusiastic collector of vintage cameras, a passion his wife never quite fully understood. But now living alone, he beautifully transformed one of his spare rooms into a stunning gallery dedicated to his collection. He often shared with me how stepping into that room each morning filled him with immense pride and joy. It was a space that was entirely his, vibrantly reflecting his deepest passion and distinct personality without any need for compromise. Another older gentleman similarly shared how, after his children had moved out, he transformed his entire home into a heartfelt reflection of his personality and refined tastes. He filled his space with cherished antiques, precious family heirlooms, and bookshelves generously stacked with his favorite reads. His home essentially became a vibrant gallery narrating his life's remarkable journey, and this profound ability to curate his environment brought him an immeasurable amount of joy. While the idea of living alone might initially appear more costly, many older men often discover that it can, paradoxically, significantly enhance their financial independence. Without the ongoing need to support others, you gain complete and direct control over your own finances. This autonomy empowers you to make strategic choices, whether it's downsizing to a smaller residence, moving to a more affordable location, or simply managing your budget in a way that truly prioritizes your personal needs and heartfelt desires. I recall a meaningful conversation with an old colleague who, after retiring, decided to sell his large family home and relocate to a cozy apartment in the downtown area. Initially, he harbored worries about the costs associated with living alone, but he soon realized that the substantially reduced expenses enabled him to live comfortably and even indulge in some of his long-held passions. He no longer bore the financial burden of maintaining a large house, and the extra savings meant he could finally pursue photography, a hobby he had always dreamed of but never had the time or resources to explore. One particularly striking story from an online forum involved a retiree who intentionally chose to downsize to a much smaller home. He shared how this decision not only dramatically reduced his living expenses, but also liberated funds for extensive travel and other experiences he had always yearning for. He joyously celebrated his 70th birthday on a solo trip through Europe, an adventure he candidly stated would not have been possible had he still been burdened with maintaining a larger household. For many older men, living alone can lead to a profoundly positive impact on mental health. Solitude, for a significant number, emerges as a potent source of healing. It offers a crucial opportunity to step away from the inherent stresses and often unspoken expectations of social life, allowing one to find genuine peace and contentment within oneself. Whether it's through regular meditation, consistent exercise, or simply learning to truly enjoy one's own company, living alone grants you the focused space to prioritize and nurture what genuinely brings you happiness. I clearly remember a particularly challenging period in my life when everything felt overwhelmingly stressful. It was during these moments that I truly began to appreciate the unique solitude that living alone afforded me. I would often take long, reflective walks in the evenings, purely to clear my mind and reconnect with the calming embrace of nature. The quiet sanctuary of my home became a cherished place of refuge, where I could process my thoughts and complex emotions without any external pressures or demands. I also came across a very heartfelt post from a man in his late 60s on Reddit, who openly discussed how living alone profoundly helped him manage his anxiety. Without the constant noise and incessant demands of others, he was able to meticulously develop a routine that specifically prioritized his mental well-being. He dedicated time to practicing yoga in his living room, took extended, thoughtful walks in nature, and crucially, learned to deeply enjoy his own company. The profound peace he discovered in this solitude was, as he expressed, something he had never truly experienced before. Interestingly, the act of living alone can often paradoxically lead to a strengthening of your relationships with others. When you're not perpetually surrounded by people, the interactions you do engage in naturally become much more meaningful and cherished. You learn to genuinely value your time spent with loved ones more deeply, making the most out of every shared moment. I personally observed this transformation in my own life. Once I began living alone, I noticed that my relationships with both friends and family grew more intentional and profound. Instead of feeling obligated to see them, I genuinely looked forward to our time together. Our conversations became richer, more heartfelt, and I found myself cherishing those precious moments far more than I ever had before. A particularly touching example comes from a gentleman who, after several years of living alone, shared that his relationships with his adult children had markedly improved. Rather than the subtle tensions that sometimes arose from living under the same roof, their visits became intentional, joyful, and filled with love. He found that he eagerly anticipated their time together, and in turn, they appreciated the relaxed, welcoming atmosphere of his home, where genuine connection could flourish. Living alone as an older man naturally fosters an incredible sense of independence and burgeoning confidence. You truly become the master of your own life, taking the reins in making your own decisions and bravely handling challenges entirely on your own terms. This newfound autonomy can be extraordinarily empowering, especially as you navigate the later stages of life. I can still vividly recall the first time I successfully fixed something around the house entirely by myself. It was a stubbornly leaky faucet, a common household issue I had always relied on others to address. But there I was, alone, with no one immediately available to call upon. Taking a deep breath, I found a few helpful tutorials online and meticulously got to work. The surge of satisfaction I felt when I finally stopped the leak was truly indescribable. It wasn't just about the faucet. It was a powerful moment of proving to myself that I was capable of handling whatever came my way. Another compelling story from a forum detailed how a man in his 70s found a renewed sense of confidence after living alone. After his wife passed away, he was initially quite unsure about solo living, yet over time he diligently learned to manage the household, skillfully cook his own meals, and even tackle small repairs with competence. This profound, newfound independence brought him a sense of immense pride and genuine accomplishment that he hadn't experienced in years. Finally, living alone graciously offers you the cherished chance to wholeheartedly rediscover the simple yet profound pleasures life has to offer. Without the constant presence and potential distractions of others, you are truly able to savor the things that genuinely bring you deep joy. Whether it's losing yourself in a captivating book, meticulously tending to a garden, or simply enjoying a peaceful cup of tea while watching the sunset, these moments become extraordinarily precious. I've always considered myself a morning person, but it wasn't until I started living alone that I truly began to appreciate the quiet, understated beauty of early mornings. I embarked on creating a small garden in my backyard, something I had always longed to do but never found the dedicated time for. Now, my mornings are joyously spent tending to my growing plants, gently sipping my tea and luxuriating in the first warm rays of sunlight. It's a beautifully simple routine, yet it brings me an immense amount of joy and heartfelt fulfillment. I even came across an online video featuring an older man sharing his daily ritual of tending to his garden. Living alone allowed him to dedicate hours each day to cultivating his plants, an activity he described as profoundly fulfilling. He spoke eloquently about the sheer joy of watching his garden flourish and the deep satisfaction of knowing he had personally created this little oasis of beauty right in his own life. Ultimately, living alone as an older man is far more than just experiencing solitude. It's a deliberate embrace of a lifestyle that bountifully offers peace, personal freedom, and profound opportunities for growth. It's a precious chance to rediscover your authentic self, passionately pursue your deepest interests, and meticulously craft a life that is truly, uniquely your own. Whether you're drawn to the quiet tranquility, the clarity of financial independence, or the invaluable opportunity to grow and reflect, choosing to live alone can undeniably be one of the most fulfilling decisions you'll ever make. If you're currently considering this path, please know that you are not at all alone in your thoughts. Countless others have walked this journey and found it to be a deeply rewarding and meaningful experience. Take that leap and you might just discover that living alone is indeed the key to unlocking the most significant and enriching chapter of your life. Feel free to share your own insights and personal experiences in the comments section below. And please consider giving this video a like and subscribing if you found it helpful. Thank you for watching.